was white, so let's take the perspective of the winner, white side. 8 hours long game, 136 moves, world record. And we have a totally drawish position, drawish endgame, where I will repeat that Nepo, in this case, start pushing himself, start being in side note, many factors. He also missed advantage in this endgame, queen against 2 rooks. And definitely, maybe he was tired on the next game out of this. After such a game, it's happening to me. Maybe you ever hear me, but I ever play against Turkish Grandmaster, and it was a long game again with happening with the 2 rooks against queen. I had the 2 rooks, he had the queen, and he fall down and move, I don't know, move 70. He was so tired that he fall down from the chair and he stand up. It was a funny situation, but Fabi is the same person as Wesley. No, I don't think so, Fabi. We can check out some more interesting pictures. I have pictures, I think, with Bob or with Wesley, so I'm not sure where is the picture. I have with the different Chinese. I count them Chinese, but well, Nakamura is part of Japanese, but Fabiano Caruana, Wesley So. Caruana is Caruana. No connection with Wesley. They all are in USA National Championship. National team. Different persons, come on, don't mess up. This is the USA champions. So, bishop b7, we have in this case, what? Queen's gambit declined, or we can call it Catalan. We still are not sure, but actually taking the fact the pawn structure g3 d4. Hey, Mr. Kusha, how are you doing, man? How are you, champion? So we go through something like, okay, not so clear to me the opening name here, but we can call it, maybe Mr. Kusha knows better. It's close to Catalan with just 2 fianchetto system, g3, b3. Looks like Magnus is playing solid. c4, alright, c4, now d takes c4. This is the moment where he didn't get out in a so great position just because black is developing much faster in this case, which is quite strange. Wesley cannot play against So because they're both married. Wesley So! This is his name, come on, man! You don't know them? Hey, Jim Barrette, how are you doing? The answer in the question it's so who will win? So who will win? Yeah, so now he pinned him, like he doesn't wish to trade off the queens, of course, simplifying so much, and then take back the pawn by knight. Or if black decide to capture, the idea of that move is faster development, deflection, and create to the black problems if he continue capturing. Maybe it's quite interesting to check out why not. This is extra pawn for black, because why didn't recapture immediately? Both from Philippines. What do you mean both? Who? Wesley? So? Sounds better here. I need an answer to orientate my bet. Alright, yeah, you can think, you can analyze the match. So now, the all initiative, Wesley and So. Wesley and So, oh, okay. Wesley So. Yeah, Wesley So. I know his mother, I still remember his mother face, because he was going with his mother on the Turkish league, all the time being together. It was quite strange, yeah, Filipinian, William So and Eleanor So are his parents. All the time I remember that he was with... no, it's not Wesley So, not enough famous. This is his mom. Yeah, definitely. This is the picture, maybe what I remember. Maybe this was... No, I remember this picture. I remember this picture on the right. Maybe you cannot see it because of me, but... Remember this picture. This is his maybe mother, I don't know. This is what I know for Wesley So. Grandmother's mom. Oh, I see. It was the grandmother, probably. I was wondering. Yeah. So his mother is actually pretty younger. So this was the grandmother. What I remember all the time with him in the tournaments. It was quite strange connection. But he looks big, but actually he was younger there. Maybe it was 10 years ago. I don't know. What's his age? Let's check out the Wesley So age. Mm, we go out of the topics, guys. We should hurry up to cover more games. So he's age of 28 years old. So yes, before 10 years he was 18 years old though. Yeah. Okay. You see Coinbase. Okay, let's focus about the game, guys. Come on, let's go. Mm, Coinbase. It's about crypto. So knight takes b3 and bishop b6 or bishop d6 or bishop b4. Everything is possible. The problem is white initiative and faster attacking him. Extra pawn, but faster development for white. I has on Discord. What? Yeah, Coinbase is just a platform for betting for. I'm not sure if it's for companies, but cryptos and any other stuff. Yeah. Another way to get rid of your money. Funny money. Yeah, you can invest in crypto. Some of the websites you can invest in companies. Where else? Yeah, different stuffs. Yeah, crypto trading platform for buying and selling. Exactly. Primer. So that's why he didn't go through this. So he just captured c4. I want to delete this line, but not sure how to close this stockfish to be fair. Okay, b5. Very good attacking of black. Knight to e5. Knight b4. Black was using an active strategy here. So this is the Nepo who we know. I told you after this game he totally changed. His behavior, his habits, his blundering become true. His blundering became true after game 7, 8, 9, and so on. We're doing like Pogono Sassy is making jokes. For sure. A3 attacking the knight. Knight retreat to c6. One more time, nothing special for Magnus. He just used to play with this knight 100 times. For instance, this knight is coming out of b1. Okay, this knight was going to 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 moves by knights is too much. A3, b3, all this is a little bit wasting of time. So 1, 2, 3, 4 moves by knight, 2 more moves by queen. This is about 6 moves, and white is still not get any advantage out of opening part. So I'm not impressed of Magnus playing, but he deserved to be a champion, definitely. After such a long game, long fighting, probably everyone was thinking that he's playing for a draw every single game and he's waiting for the rapid or blitz tie-breaks, but looks like no. Do you know, guys, after so much trading goals, trade-off here, okay, now we definitely, again, definitely black become better because bishop is better placed in the opened positions. Exception, lost his strength, age-old problem. Age-old problem. He announced, yes, his new haircut. I have his Facebook. I like the picture. He thought that new haircut means new win, but he just don't have the style. He just doesn't have the spirit, the style. I don't know. He just started blundering, and after this game, totally lost the feeling of the game. Or don't understand the position of the game. How you can play one more time? I will also blame on him how you could play Petrov defense if you'd like to win the game. Of course, you should play anything else more playable, but not Petrov defense. So, king takes g2. Now, bishop is stronger than knight. Position is open. Center is opened. White control c file. Black control d file. Looks pretty good for black. Just our king with black is quite weaker. 4, d2, king of a5. Black is having more space. And now it's coming soon, king g7, rook d2. I was wondering in the middle of the game who is playing for a win. I was wondering, is it the black play for a win? Is it the white play for a win? This was a little bit later after they have already this sacrifice on the board. And now it's coming this move, guys. Maybe you check out the game by engine. Let's say until now was playable. Nepo played pretty nice. Nepo had even slightly better endgame. I said better because I prefer to have the bishop on the board. And now is coming the not provoked move. Not provoked kind of interesting move. I would say not dubious, but interesting move. If you're not sure what's going on next in this game, why you should let Magnus Carlsen to sacrifice queen for 2 rooks. Of course, he doesn't have plenty of choice, because if he retreat like queen b1 or queen d1, there is a bishop c3 probably activity, maybe b4. Fantastic outpost for the bishop on c3. So Magnus will not feel comfortable. He's not such a person to retreat so much. So for sure he will sack the queen. This is the logical thinking. But the question is how many moves we can do now by black. For instance, we can do b4, ab, knight takes, boom here, simplification. This will be isolated pawn. We can go to this endgame, more pleasant, backwards pawns, and weak position of the king too. Actually, now the black king is more safety, and it's more pleasant position because white is having a 3-pawn islands. Black too, but this kind of weaknesses are not really reachable or not really being under attacked. So analyzing this position, this could be under attack, and black not. Taking the fact of the pawn structure now, these facts, you should analyze deeper the position that you have a better moves by black. You don't need to go to this endgame. So move like f5 is also one of my favorite, because later you can go back to f6 and you can try, for instance, to double rooks and increase the pressure of the d-file. All the time bishop takes f2 is a potential sacrifice. Depends where white is going with this knight. Actually, he doesn't have so much space for the knight. Yeah, so never let Magnus to have such a chances. So probably here black has plenty of moves, even rook d7, rook here, f5, b4, pushing. Almost every single move is playable than this. Of course, this is also playable because later I will repeat that he also blunder. Magnus also blunder. Queen d5, very nice. Probably he realized that the only one weakness of white now are b3 and a3 pawns. How to use this weakness? Just go and attack the pawns. Bishop b4, a4, fixing. Now these pawns are at the same color as this bishop, so we have a potential bishop b2. e3, bishop e5, h4. Oh, by the way, with the topic that Nepo blunder, we have a new t-shirts and hoodies about don't blunder, how to not blunder. Probably it's the best t-shirt for me too after yesterday night. So he couldn't do it, yes. So don't blunder, Nepo. Don't blunder to the end of the match, please. Be proud of yourself to not blunder. It's not possible to not blunder. Yes, because you can see that even Magnus is not doing great here. H4, H5, by the way, this is the best pawn structure for attackers and also for defenders. The best pawn structure in every single endgame. You can generate this even in some of the middle game positions where you simplify the pieces situation. Bishop b2. We go behind. This is the first blunder now of Nepo. Soon we have several red moves by white and by black. This is the first blunder of Nepo. Why? It's a blunder. Magnus play the first move correct, as we did in the 3200 puzzles correct also. We find out the first move. What's happened with the harder exercises, guys? You find out the first move, and the second move you don't really calculate it because you play move by move, without plan, without depth. Queen d6, and now even this move wasn't found out by Magnus. What is this move? For those of you maybe who didn't watch out so precise the match, maybe I can ask you, what a move Magnus Carlsen didn't find out now? And after this move, he had already clear advantage. What is this move, guys? No, very often it's happening not only to you, it's happening, I talk about all of us, because everyone is blunder, exactly. That's why I make these t-shirts. Just don't blunder with my logo, because this is my logo of my upcoming website. You can enjoy soon by watching me like 6 videos totally for free. I hope so. It will happen this year. Because it's a long project now. Ho ho, Let's check out the game. Let's check out the game. Rook c2, exactly. Connect the rooks. Connect the rooks. If bishop takes a3, so the idea of connecting the rook is upcoming discover attack, followed by knight f4 and winning h5, followed by knight c5, depends on. So bishop takes, it's not totally winning move, but it's much better. So if bishop takes a3, rook a2, actually his second suggestion is not so precise, just because boom, the b4 pawn is hanging still. If you take, I just recapture. Now this will be losing now. Maybe move like knight f4, we try to capture h5. Almost this is happening in the game, like he go inside, or he can step on the 7th rank and attack him on f7, and followed by knight activity. White could become better. And now I'm pretty sure that Nepo will never find out this move. What is the only one move leading to the drawish position? This is the only one move, and I will never ask you about find out this move. I will never ask you to find out Queen f8 because it's not so logical move. What's the plan of that? Maybe the plan of that is not never let me to step on the back rank, because creating a mating net on the back rank will exist soon. That's why. So if queen b4, yeah, we can totally check out. Rook d8 will be quite dangerous. So he still step here. And now, definitely no protection of this. And pawn b and a, you don't really have time to promote them. You should bring the queen back, something like that, but now this is totally losing. So how to cover f7? What's the answer? Let's say e5 is totally lost. We can just check out several variations, what you cannot see in the other analyses. Maybe we can see some more. Wow, rook c6 is amazing. Rook c6 is amazing. So you want to take, after losing the knight, Rook takes f6, and it's showing, computer is showing us, you can see a white line on this side of the board is totally going up to the +6. It's too much, this evaluation. +6, totally winning, yes. It's incredible because queen, you have so many pieces, but they're out of the playing area, and king is pretty limited, yeah. Cut, and you just bring the other rook for the final mating net. So even throw it, sacrifice some piece to develop your attacking. You should be totally open to do that. This will be checkmate. What else could be checkmate? What else they could do? Let's say, I don't know, queen here, but what I'm doing here, I'm not sure. Now this, and where is the checkmate? Oh, f3 gonna be checkmate. Oh, dirty checkmate. So if you're gonna play e4, we have also this checkmate. Pawn is not anymore there though. How else to prevent f3? Let's pin. Let's pin. We have a check. Here we go. Check. Here we go. And boom. So we have several tricks how to coordinate both rooks to checkmate him. Yes, you can see the evaluation, but we can just analyze what a beautiful mating net we can just create by support of all these pawns, 4 pawns connected, and 2 rooks will be more than enough to win the game. So the moment after you lose h5 and rook is already on the 7th rank, white should totally not care about the queen side pawn structure. I believe this was one of the most important moments in the game. We can check out a different decision like bishop a1. Again, the same plan. Knight a4, discover attack. So if queen is coming to e5, it's gonna be the same strategy, even after not getting the chance to take h5, but now these pawns are still on the board, so rook c7 is unstoppable, and the old plan is to leave this bishop out. Rook c2, genius move, so even Magnus couldn't find out. I told you the only one drawish line. I even don't understand this move, so let's check out rook d7 again. King g8 now. So you should retreat the queen exactly to f8. You should retreat the king exactly to g5 to g8. If you take here, just take here. I'm not sure I understand this kind of chess, for instance. These are super computer move. What I will never find out too. I'm very bad at this defending. I could maneuver the knight here, maybe. But he's able to bring the bishop back, probably. Just like that, safety. But we can try, yeah. Knight e4. No, but bishop e7, you just bring the rook here. Rest is technique. The technique, here we cannot talk about technique. Black Black has much more problems in this case. That was I was talking about, that Magnus has the freedom with these 2 rooks and knight's maneuvering activity later, because Nepo let him to do this. There are 2 open files. If the files D and C have been closed, probably queen gonna find out a sneaky way, like a snake, just to go inside. Yes, queen is more flexible. She's very long distance piece, but D and C files have been opened, so I think Nepo did a mistake by his move rook a to c8 and let Magnus to sacrifice his queen. I think this is the basic mistake. Because now it's already very hard to find out some computer moves. Even Magnus had some problems to find out them. a3, bishop, rook a7. We can check out the draw, but quite strange though. Okay, this is gonna be the drawish line. Capture here, b4, check, f7, go up. Oh no, black become better. This is not the correct check. This engine isn't so... So he has to go here, but going here is very risky. Again, white is slightly better because of a h pass pawn. So you block out a, but you're able to push h pawn. So if you come here, white is feeling free just to push h5. Could be supported also by g4. And if you go here, we have what now? Check, king g6, push. Yeah, bring the other rook, push more. Probably white gonna be faster into the pushing of his h pawn. Because black doesn't have a blocker. Oh, this is totally computer move now. Computer move after computer move now for white side. Again, I will never ask you such a sharp situation to not give a check. Back to 2905. All right. Didn't you predict anything, Mr. Luggins? You didn't predict anything? No Wesley, no Caruana? My favorite is Caruana, but I have the feeling that he's playing worse than Wesley. So after f4, just king is evacuation here, and your king gonna be opened, so even black get the chance to operate against him. So that's why maybe the move is e4. Now f4 could be interesting. The first check and then f4, playing for a mate. You give queens because I'm over. Yeah, so queen d1, rook a5. This is gonna be the advantage of white, which is quiet. e5 fixing, and you're ready for the mating net just like that, using your buff rooks. It will be not really a mate, but quite interesting game because this king is walking around all his board. You distrust. So, and Caruana, you distrust buff. Alright, you don't have a favorite player. h6, I continue with the this depth analysis. And I think this is impossible to find out by both players. For sure, anybody gonna make a mistake. But again, white is feeling more confident. White is feeling more confident into the pushing. Here and here. So comparing to the game, they just play rook d1. He captures. Rook takes b5. So actually, instead of more precise move rook c2, he just go to rook d1. Hello, Mankeuza. Hello from Bulgaria. We have upcoming push tournament too. Feel free to join the fan club. Feel free to join the fan club, and we're gonna have arena tournaments. Now, instead of this move, actually looks like rook d1 is a totally mistake. Rook takes b5, queen d7. Nepo start playing very well. And now, the question is, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna flip the board now and ask you what to do by black. This even kid gonna find it out. I have no explanation why this is not happening in the board. Well, I have some guessing, but I have no explanation. This is another reason maybe why he lost the game. It's a black to move, guys. So what is the simplest continuations? Yeah, the tournament is unrated, so you can feel free. You can feel free to join without problems, problems to lose against me. H takes 4. What do you mean, Apollo? Yeah, knight is pinned though. So my question is, why not rook? Why not bishop takes b4? Take back with the knight. Yeah, you're gonna lose the rook on d1, exactly. Check out my YouTube channel for more content and to see the previous 5 games of the match Nepo against Magnus. I make it unrated because I met 2 cheaters in one tournament of me out of 20 people who've been fair with me to share that they even cheat. I think this has to be totally forbidden, and there has to be a detection system. I think there is in chess.com. This is the good point, and I'm tired to lose rating from people who are admire, happy, glad to beat me, just to show that they're the best or whatever. I have no idea. I can lose against everyone, and maybe I can beat everyone. So I have no explanation why Nepo didn't take the pawn before. Depends how I'm feeling, yes. So bishop takes b4. He used to play e5. This is the second candidate of the engine. I totally appreciate it. Good practice ground to go all out. You can even beat the progress. Oh no! What is this note? Logis has to be VIP and not allowed to paste comments. e5. I like much more this move because you will see later what's happening with this pawn. With this one, if he didn't take it, actually this bishop stayed there for a while, and capture b4, even losing h5 for instance, you're gonna have advantage. There we go, push, push, push. So you can be much faster if you take b4. b4 is on the way. He will try maybe to take back, but it's impossible because the pawn on a4 is just well protected. So after bishop f8, coordinate the pieces somehow. You're ready to push h3. Black has real chances to win the game. You just eliminate the only one pass pawn on the board, and you will be the only one guy with the queen on the board and pass pawn on the board. This is treasure. I think this was one of the most terrible mistakes. I said mistake just because but this doesn't matter. I have already passed pawn. I don't care about rook d4. Just move away, push a3. I don't care. These rooks are pretty far away now. Well, you're able to come here. I cover h5 now. But this will be a slow process already. You don't have really this coordination of these 2 rooks like you had it little before. You have even now e5 though. Rook d5, I don't know, where else? b2 attacking, c4, b2, c4, okay. Take on h5, this knight could be almost trapped, g4, we need some threats around. I don't need to play e5, I don't need to play so risky. I really wish to bet on my pass pawn. This is elementary technique. Eliminate the only one chance of opponent and try to use your power of your pass pawn. Pushing of a3. I think bishop takes b4 was really the most elementary move ever. So rook d2. This is happening in the game. He didn't take the pawn. He pushed e5. Rook c2. Queen d5. Okay, I'm gonna ask you again. This is happening in the game. I think Nepo doesn't have anyone who work on his pushing style. Misclick, d1. I don't know, but this knight is still under pin, so I'm not sure what the hell Magnus is doing on c2. What the hell now? Okay, you didn't take b4 for some reasons, to not lose h5 maybe, but why don't you take now b4 now? So what's going on, guys? I don't understand. I predict that I don't understand anything out of this game. Why this pawn is hanging two moves in a row? Oh, 2 minutes. Is it 2 minutes? This move 36. Probably they're yes, they are inside. Not I know, White is having currently minute and 10 seconds, because on move 40, they've got some increment of 1 hour, but black is having 2 minutes and 03 seconds, but 30 seconds still increment per each move. No, guys, I didn't lose 3 games from Magnus Carlsen. I didn't lose 3 games from Magnus Carlsen. Nepo is the guy who lost in a totally winning position with extra queen. It could be extra pawn, but really, I don't have any other suggestions why he didn't save up his bishop using the pin. Perfect. He even doesn't have availability to connect the rooks like this. Maybe he used to play this. Maybe this looks scary because now this cover attack like this could come to the black. So you can go back, by the way, and then just run away with the queen to e7. You see, I mess up too. Wow, such a move. Queen g4 all the time. Priority is counterattack. Guys, now we have extra pawn and extra queen. Black is +1. This has to be winning on this level of playing. If Nepo is not panic in the tight knot. Here they still didn't reach move 40. This could be one of the reasons why Nepo is going to be panic. And he didn't capture b for 2 moves in a row. This is also kind of blunder when you don't collect 3 pieces of your opponent. Hey, so tired, how are you doing? Always attacking moves, yes. He's also a great attacker, I believe in this, but you can see here it's showing the chess.com engine, bishop takes b4, it's almost +2. But after we move it and rook to c to c1, it's not really +2. Now it's going to +1, so something is wrong with the engine. Maybe the depth or whatever. I don't really trust this engine if I'm using my software and not also streaming. I'm able to analyze the game into the super high level. This is my job anyway, analyzing depth. Because fantastic PC. Huge thanks for you guys. So, rook c1, but +1. After this counterattack, I repeat, this position is totally good for black. We go back to the queen d5. Not sure why the queen is going there. Rook dd2. Queen b3. Rook a2. Knight c5. And now move like e4. How in your mind gonna be to push e4? Maybe there's some tactics around, so probably the guessing. I know Magnus, he's very sneaky. He tried to push him into the tight knot, and into the tight knot everyone is panicked. Just Magnus is genius in all the time controls. Rapid, blitz, classical. That's why he's a world champion of all these 3 time controls. I think this never happened in the history before. So probably this was his hope of e4, but I will never think about also let him to have a hanging pawn. Give up this is not a weak square, but it's a perfect, because it's the other part of the board, but it's a perfect square for a white knight. Perfect outpost. Hey, Lucky, how are you doing, Fritter? So after knight f4, you will be again under attack, and this h5, you should care about it all your life. So I will never touch e-pawn if I have any other move what to do. Maybe f5 is more optimistic, and now you have the same tactics like attacking these 2 rooks or keep the pressure of them. All your hope is a4 pawn, but it's actually a good deal to trade off this for this. Rook e2, push. And if you move away the bishop to b2, you will be able to win one of the rooks. This will be something like computer line, I believe. Knight c4 is the only one way how white could hold on draw. Please make the difference between this analysis and the game. Yes, knight c5. I'll go back to the moment. I'm just explaining what he was hoping maybe after pushing of e4, because I would never think about pushing of e4. Today we analyzed all the rest of 5 games, what we didn't. Last week we analyzed first 5 games. This week we're gonna analyze the next 5 games. It's logical thinking. Plus we have Arena, and I will be glad if you join in it. It's starting after 1 hour and 30 minutes. So after knight c4, bishop a1 or bishop f6, just retreat, keep the pressure. Probably next move gonna be winning of b4, and again you will be able to make a tactic like that. Knight somewhere. I think we'll be able to take, or losing this. Why we should lose this? Just protection. I mean, every time when white is coming here, you have boom, this tactic. This is what I'm talking about. When you have a pass pawn, advance pass pawn. Okay, lucky. You have a pass pawn, advance pass pawn, and this could be the technique of winning of black. The hope for black. To have enough time. No, it will be just 1 hour, 3+1 time control. Enjoy with the unrated games. And I remember Mr. Kusha won it last week. So this week I will try to play faster to get more games and so on. I'm really bad in this arena. Hey, ding ding, how are you doing? So this was the great alternative for Nepo. He was hoping for knight f4. Let's check out. This is the wrong line. What Magnus could do a mistake. But in general, Magnus did a knight c5, which is the totally winning move. If Magnus is doing a mistake like knight f4 attacking me on h5, which is the most also logical move, again bishop c1. So this was the Nepo plan, followed by a3, and he totally didn't care about pawn like h5, because it's about trap the rook and promote a pawn or win the rook. Rook ac2, some computer move, bishop b2, another 4, bishop e5, and so on. This will be the playable line. But if you're gonna accept also f6, the game is over after bishop b2. This is the idea. I'm trying to explain you the idea. If you push e4 to kick the knight out and bring the bishop behind and push off a3. Because you don't have access now of the bishop to c1, because the knight is still there. So I'm searching for logical thinking of... because e4 looks like blunder. Of the blunders of Nepo. Knight to c5 for key. Takes b4. And now Magnus is the guy who blundered again. Probably most of you who analyze the game again knows the move of Magnus. I will flip several times the winning perspective. So I'm flip to give you the chance to check out the white best moves now. Magnus didn't find it out. He just took on e4. This is pretty simple. We have a deeper move, we have much stronger move in this case, using the situation that knights control b3, queen and bishops are really bad connected. It's meaning bad because queen is not able to retreat, queen is not so flexible to come here to still cover the bishop. Queen is very, very limited to keep the bishop. So how to use this space advantage? By white. This is the next mistake in this endgame. Don't forget about that knight is under attack, so you don't have 100 possibilities what to do here. In all these games, okay, let's say rook c8. I told you I'm gonna go back to the most important moments. Rook c8 was an interesting move, interesting endgame, fireworks, playable, not drawish, playable. But I don't understand why Nepo didn't capture him before two times in a row. He had 2 minutes, not 30 seconds, not seconds. Don't understand why he didn't capture him before 2 times in a row. Maybe I should ask another Russian kid. Not him. So what's the other response of white? What could be? Totally much better move than knight takes e4. What do you think so, guys? The 20 minutes, I'm gonna announce the tournament also in different platforms: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord. Everyone can join in it if you're part of my fan club. Until you find out the correct move here. King h3. Oh man, don't go to there. I'm gonna have queen h1, and then after queen b1, it's kind of counterattack. I'm gonna have a checkmate net on queen h1, and then I'll be able to win the knight. Don't go there, please. It's terrible. Catastrophic. Rook d c2. There we go. What's happening with Wesley so much? Gosh, so many games. How to count them? Now here is Naka. So 1, 2. Here is written that it's 3-1. They didn't count the first game? Oh, maybe when I start watching them. It's quite strange. 1, 2 wins. Draw. Wesley just crushed him? Oh, they're still playing. Okay. They're still playing. I saw Peter Nielsen, long time being with Magnus Carlsen, second door of Magnus Carlsen, Peter Nielsen, open up the door in Instagram or Facebook. But I'm not sure about Nepo. I don't know. Could be some Russian grandmaster who could help him. I have no idea. Could be Grishchu, Kramnik, whatever. I don't know their connection. Hey, Buffalo! First game ended draw. I'm not sure why in ChessBob it's showing that Wesley is having a 3 points advantage now. Caruana didn't win a game at all. Just draws, and Wesley won 3 games, something like that. Wow. It's correct result though. 3 points extra for Wesley. But the most important is Caruana going to the drawish series of moves. Rook d2. Cover the knight. Limit the queen like queen c3. Limit the queen like queen c4 also. Covering the knight is giving you opportunity about some tactic. Okay, let's just play a move for black and you're gonna see what the tactic it's coming. Who guessed rook dc2? Wegener, okay. Okay, Wegener, what's the upcoming tactic here? Hey, Sledgehammer, that's pity you couldn't take a part in the prediction. We had a 30 minutes prediction for this match. Anyway, hope so you can take a part in our push tournament in 1 hour and 15 minutes soon. So let's go, guys. This is the hardest game because next games, the pity thing is the Nepo just blunder and Magnus Carlsen reaction was like this in the first upcoming blundering game. So what's the tactic here? What's the upcoming tactic using the rook dc2? It's nothing super special, but if white solve his problem with the a4 pawn, not with the e4 pawn, a4 is more dangerous than e4. You gotta figure out the e4 and all other weaknesses like double pawns, backward pawn, e4 weak pawn. So there is a pin on a4 and so on. Alright. Let's check out. To find out the working tactic. I think Wagner. Find out. Traveled to Dubai during the rest day. Speaking to Norway media, Kraken said that he had been urgently asked to return. They didn't ask me my opinion, they just sent me the ticket. Really? Okay. Helping his... Oh, Karyakin. I see. Oh, probably there are some scandals around. I have no idea, but there are some restrictions around COVID too. Potkin, Vladimir Potkin, yeah, and Sergei Karyakin, okay. He could help him by Zoom connection. Knight takes a4, Queen takes a4, Rook c3, yes. So after this this trading off, it's trade off. White is able to coordinate the rooks in a very good way. All these weaknesses, yes, he didn't do that. He preferred knight takes e4, followed by queen b3, ac2, fate knight c5. No, not so much mistakes around. Just at least Nepo is having a powerful a3 pawn. Let's find out good moves, yeah. I think first suggestion very often of Zlech is correct, but second sometimes is not so well. Last game Zoom wasn't good enough anymore, and Nepo wanted him to come back. What I know also is that in Dubai you had some Zoom, some Skype problems, there are some huge penalties about, but probably they figure out these kind of problems. For instance, in the end of my coaching process there, I think 2017, in January, there has to be some tax, and Skype was forbidden, something like this. They just put this rule like immediately. So it was allowed only for the business stuffs. Even there is a jail plus penalty. it was so serious, really. Could get hacked, yeah. Well, I believe all this preparation in general should be before the match in this modern time. So if they are not well prepared before the match, no one can blame on them that they didn't do their job during the match or whatever. If it was in the past, or if you look at a Beth Harmon movie or whatever, I think right now this is not the same situation. Right now, all the people, all the players like this has to be well prepared before the match. Hey, Stefan, how are you doing? Yeah, a3 pawn looks like totally forever there. And again, soon, Nepo did this move. Where let Magnus to come to him. Nepo said, you are welcome to fight for a win. I have nothing to do against you. So why do we need a queen e4 if we can stay king g7, king g6, king h7, king h6? We can do whatever we wish by this king, whatever. Yeah, it's very weird. It's just, we can simply blame him. Anything else could be pretty drawish, even move away the bishop. I don't find a way how Magnus could improve. Maybe he could bring the knight to c1, but again, it's pretty far away from a3. So he let him to sacrifice. Big mistake is queen e4. Big mistake because let him to take. Alright, you're gonna win h4, but... if he was capturing the rook right now, there is no way for black to win the game after this. This is the general problem. So if there is a 0 chance for you to win the game, it's getting harder for black. So white can do any single outpost, could be the knight on f4, could be the knight on Could maneuver the knight on f5, he could work on this weakness, so probably this is gonna be the best. Knight to f4, and rook a5, pressure on h5. He's able also to attack him. What is doing black? The question is what is doing black. So this situation, it's totally, we can call it fortress. Fortress for white side. White is not touchable. The only one weakness of white is f2, where you're able all the time to protect it by your king even, or coordinate the pieces better. It's easy job for white. Next. Black has no attack, exactly, no attack. A little bit later, so queen e4, big question mark, big one. Queen e4 was one of his last mistakes. Alright, he go behind with the hope, but I like this counter-attack of Nepo. He's still not giving up. He find out a great counter-attack. Maybe this is the most exciting game of the match also. Because up and down, many interesting moments, many counter-attacking moments. So I believe black should stay here. I'm not sure what black should play, but black should keep this pressure v1 check. Everything else will let Magnus to go behind again and create these spec rank problems. So he could try to play a queen a3, for instance. cc8, b4. So this is the correct approach.
48 Raiders from
the problem...
Chess Dojo Live.
Oh, Chess Dojo! Huge thanks, man! Huge thanks, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Take care to follow Chess Dojo channel. We should like it. Thank you for sending 48 people. You're welcome. You're welcome to my channel. I'm just analyzing game number 6 out of the match, Nepo and Magnus. Reach 68 move. We have upcoming Lorena, who is interested to play after 1 hour. Queen b3. The problem is all these pawns are hanging, so it will be quite difficult to cover everything. Rook e8. He goes back. Why this pawn is not acceptable? Because he has to cover at the same time e3. It's under 2 times attacked. Go behind. Queen h2. This looks like quite interesting, but I still think about that pressure of e3 or pressure of e1 square gonna be more powerful. Goes back soon. The mistake is coming. So bishop a7 could be one of it. He can still come to this pressure here. If there is a rook e5, for instance, there is a queen d3. Still cover this. And keep some pressure again. Keep some pressure now here. So he has to keep non-stop pressure, otherwise problem after problem is coming to the black. What is the problem? When the bishop is already on a7, when bishop is already on a7, he's not able to be anymore on a5. This is the huge problem. Not so flexible. Rook e5, rook b7, rook b5, and now this is already something like double attack. And he's not able to do a counter attack. So this bishop actually is having a huge limitation problems. Hey, Sergey, tournament will start in 1 hour. Logis is so precise. Bishop b6. It's just 3 plus 1. Take care. I think this is the most modern title Tuesday Time Control, Dina Ben and Kaya, upcoming tournament too. So it will be great practicing for me and for you too, guys. It's the most modern tournament, 3 plus 1. Rook b5. And finally, Magnus is ready to capture again when the bishop is not really flexible to come to a5 and counterattack us on e1. Pawn after pawn, sacrifice after sacrifice, because winning 1-2 pawns and then be ready to capture here. So the only one problem of h-pawn is not really dangerous. Now, what we have? Simplification totally. Again, fortress of white side. So white is the guy who only can play for a win one more time. So the basic mystic of Nepo is queen e4. Right now, we cannot really analyze so deep. We can just searching for more activity, maybe king f5, which is quite strange to play a king f5, because now you should calculate if you don't really become a checkmate by any pawn, I'm not sure, but looks pretty risky. Only for the computer is not risky. Check king h3. Looks like this could be more drawish because generate any counterattack. So if there's a knight f3, we have this check. So yeah, white had a 1% chance to mess up. g5. It's again a super fortress. Check. You try to go up. King g2. Incredible. Another counterattack. So probably just king wish to use white pawns like barrier and go behind and hide him from any single check of opponent by rook and by knight, because rook and knight are very well placed, very well progressing ahead, push ups, checks, 100 checks if king stay on this side of the board, like here. So the only one hope for Nepo could be maybe in this situation where he could go in this direction. There we go, rook behind. It's going up, behind. f3, cover all the checks in the world because of rook d2. There we go. They should play also now faster because it's about move 95 right now, and both are having about 4 minutes against 3 minutes. Although lines before 94. Not sure. At the moment after Magnus took this and the bishop, the game is over. There is a less chance for Nepo to survive. And this is hard to find out when you have no time also. He was searching for some counterattack. There are plenty of moments here where he turned around with this knight several times. Here. The same road several times. We already saw a similar position. Even I could predict if this is 3 times repetition, the same picture. Hey John, how are you doing? But it's not, of course, because the position of the king is different. Winning. Okay, so this is one of the most important moments. Everyone blame on Nepo why he pushed h4. So early why he traded off the h pawn, and maybe he really have to keep this moment for the little bit later, and keep the pressure of g3 weakness. But it's not so easy because probably Magnus Carlsen idea is to maneuver the rook to g5, something like that, and start pushing e and f pawn. Again, such a fortress, feeling pretty safety around g3. There is not a single check around the white king here, either here. And queen is kind of dropping situation. So that's why probably he was quite provoked to push h4. Now is the moment where, again, he could searching for a more possibility to give him check and not giving him this king side freedom. So it's a kind of diagonal check, more limitation check. Looks like this is more drawish because he will never let him now to escape on this way. I repeat this. If there is a knight d4, what looks like more creating barrier, then we move away the queen here. Again, he's not able to cover the king. So this is the way how you can searching for perpetual check or keeping the pressure and not let him to push so much. If there is f5, we have this sneaky diagonal. So the key moment gonna be the sneaky diagonal checks. f2, queen g5, diagonal check again. Diagonal check. If you go up, diagonal check. f6, diagonal check. Unstoppable, unpreventable, unblockable check. Diagonal check. Now, king is not, well, you see here the evaluation, king is not well protected by knight and rook. This is the all difference between this one and this in the game. So always behind the diagonal checks. Every good chess player knows that, so he should try to giving him more diagonal checks. Okay, you see, already rook is in front, so king is pretty flexible. Knight on the left, right or left side, king is going up, rook around, pawns around. Complex working, complex working. He let him to do this. He let him to do this. Yes, I can repeat this until tomorrow because he missed the moment to make a draw with queen b6. I'm not sure if you realize this, but this was another moment where he could make a draw in this game with diagonal check. And alright, queen in front, very bad placed. It's like rook in games, you should go behind or searching for diagonal checks. Or maybe somehow queen should be on this diagonal or reaching f3 square and not let him to go up so much. So what's gonna be the move? I'm not sure. Queen c2, for instance, keep the pressure of the knight. So there is a rook f6. Queen d3, pin the knight now. If you go up, yeah, probably there is a way to improve the position of the king. Followed by knight h5, king g5. Yeah, now it's not so easy. Diagonal check, you go up. Yeah, but now I have a pin, for instance. Pin, gonna push you to come back. So there are not so many benefits out of this move. You can try king, where? King h4, diagonal pin. Yeah, it's very easy now already to blunder, but these pawns are not really pushable by themselves because there is a king activity too. If you're gonna push f5, you lose e6. And this is gonna be, oh, this is gonna be a beautiful draw, by the way. Look at this, 4 key, take, boom. No one can keep e6. This could be Etude's beautiful draw. Hey, Mr. Jingus, happy to see you. The tournament is coming out after 43 minutes. We are still on the game 1, game 6, I mean, for today, but you can already join arena. It's 3+1 unrated time control. 3+1. He's going behind. This is a huge mistake. This is the final blunder, but makes no sense already. Black is totally lost. And